It feels like football, you know, right? They could stay in the month, it's time to go, then they want to do that. They have to go fight some month with you. In terms of being able to have the off season, they're not the greatest person, they only have one really concern, like that's how guys have to take how I can. One status for this season is still kind of here. He has 27.5 million cap, so if they put that contract on the NGIR, that doesn't change things a little bit. And that's the baseball case of people involved, probably not every about something over the get the freedom of going back in from 2030 to 30 so 2030 what is it's Democrats saying gold contract is double and now yeah I think for us to forward down but they don't have so the government right here $4 million package here so that's like 43 games to a total of this past. That's about 7 games. I don't expect them to start the same rate as Dallas comes with Carolina. You're not playing with a team that has that kind of dynamic offense. Now, interestingly, within the final year of the contract is average $7 million. So if you then just get over and find yourself to go up and play up and yourself over here, or you escape or decided to retire or on contracts, and you can really fast because I have goals we can't live with players and really put goals for them. Now, Anthony's a player I have to do it literally and following him. He's been well since he was trying to talk, and the players have not had a great season. Now, he's got a $3.5 million cap hit for the game. 44 games, 7 goals for the Philadelphia. So, here we have players how they go to the season and then bring it down to the 97 from third, and if they're able to get that left team over the players and a front forward, it's just a matter of putting the right on the team. Then you got Simple Rock, who had a very good first season in the NHL, 77 games, and 45 points. I do think they're at those 1,000 season. In fact, I got this one from Bucky. Yes, the second Bucky has just about a money. It's interesting. Got hold of it. I don't think so. That game and I'm looking up capture for even though they fully 29 of the 77 play. Florida has some good and bad strategies here and there. And from the going back, you got to get into that 55 point range. But he takes a lot of space off, plays a lot of really good team. I like Florida for that. Barzell, one kind of better faster than another strategy. So I think your team should look at Barzell and see if you can pick him up. My third is taking things I'm very off of being able to last. So I'm just saying that the left will go up, we're going to go up. And I got to get up with some of the guys. They've got had on to get $5 million cap hit to finance for that contract. That's going to be good forward and yeah, please at the rest of the deadline if you have any time to talk about the on spot as well. They've got just on that no fight. It allows for the combined for that 5 and impact line. And so the judge with us gets some money this year. On the right side, you got pounds on your $127 million cap in with 2027. Already very consistent. However, he's getting older. And that's the thing. Our players on the team are getting older. You know that eventually that's personally that is what happens here. Final cap in so the freaking free get that. Some excitement going on for the Temple. 75 games, 20 goals, 25 points. Yeah, it's right. They're definitely there. They brought in Savannah. Now, whether it's Savannah like third line or top six, but the idea is that running for everyone goes from time and games up, sometimes players don't there. That's and then you don't like acquire the job, which is great. I didn't get any good stuff to maintain the bottom six, and we'll see how it goes for the season. Now, depth-wise, I talked about a ball on the bench. Calendar is there. Calendar is one of the most important to the long term side. Gecko, they'll look up to the games he's got into. So let's sit down here and talk about Highmore, who he's negotiating back to that front. And he's been ready to run the bar up, but probably he's going to get into here and there. It's good to have that something. Now, the blue line is good. Now, wild card of this is Gaber's still unsigned with the play. I thought it was so quickly. Thanks for the land and speaks for signing up for each So, let's take her unsigned. You sign him and get him into this defense force because offense from his defense. You know, the Dobson thought it's this. Basically got the end of the offense behind the defense. Alex, for instance, has a 5.75 captain for 2029. Good. That's the total. 21 assists in 6 games this past season. And Owen has 6.15 million captain so 2030. That was 14.5 million assists. 23 points. Romano has a 6.25 million captain so 2023. 6 and 4 games this past season. 4 goals, 16 goals, 20 points. Home. That's the most. And that's nothing to line with Japanese, the defense is behind as well. D'Angelo played 35 games, 4 goals, 15% for points to game. The offense is behind the defense. You got Adam Bolton, you got Mayfield, likely to got long guarantee, you got over $3.5 million cap hit, and so 30. Depth-wise, Midfield, yeah. Others, when Gabriel gets on, they can't take the side, and I think they will. They don't have a kind of cap space, and they signed Gabriel again for the player. Actively, they're having a little bit less. But getting Gabriel and Lance is, I think, it's more important for the spread. So if you start right now, that's fine. If they decide it's better to wait for a year, I agree. And if they decide, no, we can find the gap, I'm not going to argue this that desperately is actually the forward. So, in the event that they find themselves on the plans and things, I would say close to 7 points. Looking starting to close looking for the best odds, or good odds. Getting that one more practice at the very top of the draft. They get the goaltending, and so they'll get over the site. I can't use the practice. Garrett and Jake Sanders to do it. Either way, it doesn't matter. $2.75 million cap hit for the years. But once it's down to the piece of the game, play 3-4-3 at 18%. Holter got into 12, 17.6%. But clearly, Holter decided wasn't bad enough. So back up to one of that. It's a 1-year deal. It's only a cap hit for the 0 interest for the guy here. It's a very motivating. those things. Not the record breaks and past but states and then 2007. Very up and down in performance this past season, but he does have experience. Just giving you some backup. What I look at teams that is we have goals before. They have had goaltenders come through New York Islanders and Canada.
Now, firstly, you might hear some buzzing in the background. The film set 2 hours apartment's exterior clean. The last freak are out there with the records, so I apologize if you can hear that. And secondly, before we dive into today's legitimate great Detroit Red Wings, I wanted to give a big shout out to one of the best players in NHL I've ever seen. Folks, today would have been the 100th birthday of terrible Ted. Terrible Ted Lindsay because it was absolutely amazing. For Detroit Red Wings alongside Sid Abel and Teddy Allen, it's the one of the most decorated NHL athletes of this. I mean, just look at all the points, look at all the playoff success, look at all the goals, look at all the categories. Ted Lindsay was a monster, despite the fact that he was under 5'8", 163. I think the biggest quote that you'll see from Ted Lindsay, when I put my skates on, I'm 6'5". That is absolutely indicative of the attitude that Lindsay played with one of the game's fiercest competitors during his 17th-season NHL career. Lindsay was a huge but ambassador for 5 decades of service to hockey that followed his retirement. Here at Veterans in Castle in 2019. In Detroit, he was a civic American. Playing loud because the standard possessed intensity, desire, and will to live. During his greatest love in hockey history, Lindsay was a deep one-for-two principles. I mean, just look at the athletes here. 8-time NHL first All-Star team, 1-time Maurice Richard winner, 1-time Art Ross winner, 4-time Stanley Cup champion. Let's be clear here, it's very difficult to make the dance up those stories of emphasis in Lindsay's era because Lindsay's doing that all the time. It's really benign. But Ted Lindsay was born 100 years ago to the Detroit, so we gotta go out there and have some extra of the best Detroit residents of all time. They lost the record, you know, to the anniversary. It kind of fits the bill to see all this good, right? Now, let's fast forward to stop talking about records 100 years ago. Let's start talking about records of today, because I like to take a look at 2 guys that have been posting the spotlight in a very positive way today. The first is Connor Music, who was in the 3rd round of 2021 NHL entry draft, a guy on base 3. This is definitely not the way I thought it would be seen the damn Uber center situation, but I think it is. Let's go, guys, let's go! He's already got the market. Unless getting St. Petersburg in the KHL. Now, we have had incredible reading about the career companies in the past calendar year, talking about it getting to the next zone, not because everybody's talking about him and his
All right, so along the front down the model of the TradeDeadline, I'm going to focus on that. I think I also want to do it on the top. To get up to the second, so I don't know how to about the other line. I have to be doing all the fire red last week. Don't just try to hide it from us. Don't say the dog. I don't want Kennedy to think I get to fighting Pokemon, okay?
Here, first of all, Kennedy has no idea what he's talking about if he thinks Pokemon is for bitches. Secondly, nobody cares about Digimon. Now, third of all, what the hell? Have you actually been playing through Fire Red?
I said, oh, this is for you. Dan was building high grass last time. Yoga was down the block, this magnitude was considered into the water. Not going to happen. All right, let's see what we get there. Okay, back in the game, let's get down here. Lucky roll, go. This is not done. Not a Donald thing over there. Oh, I see that. All right. Yeah, that was something. Basically, Jordan Donald stuck in Pokemon. So we went with my pick, but the people were technically to the table. I was waiting for them. So I was honest. I will have 9 years to find out what's invested in my coach. Don't joke about Pokemon anymore. Really, the whole reading up is sometimes we're going to have to get over this. It looks like I've been reading it for the coach too. And it's going to be my turn to do some Pokemon. Last night I almost said we could log after the battle. Let's see how I can describe it. Yeah, next to the real take your sophisticated interview. I'm sure you're fine. I sent a little bit of sarcasm, but honestly, I'm kind of sick to the problem with it. So no, Bill, I'm not quite a bit of that. I thought I could help it. Well, let's see here. I think, yeah, this guy's good, definitely. No, that's why you got Obama. There's the Graco and the no one just fucking decided to tell the point that he's going to really get it done in my life. You know what the hell did that is? Don't worry about this, Kobe. Alright, now you're almost still fighting stupid. You're trying to protect the disaster of the territory. I'm just a fucking real person. Now it's a whole job, doing this stuff. Wait, this motherfucker asked for the first film out of the leg just so he could jump down. I was literally going to jump right now. Your guy is saying it's the whole goddamn student. This guy is a franchise. He's up to no good. He's not going to put the rocks in the street and now we're going to probably have to put one thing. All right, the other thing that's right is something like here. This is not actually right. This is narrative. The downplay the credibility of the kind of dark side base. What still, I think we're all just kind of a little difficult time to believe that we actually couldn't get out of this figure. Oh, we showed the chart after the type of this NHL. Another kid the blue, but it's 100 days hours. I could do it hours. Okay, that's great. Hold on just a minute. I would like to revisit something that just happened here. Now that I'm thinking about it, Joe has discovered with the jury, like it all did this entire series. Is that not setting up any sort of alarms in it? That's not the second job that I'm looking at some of those things that I've had to do. I'm still going to be acting with others and all this other bullshit pretending to be with others. Alright, whatever, Joe. It's not like we should have to be complaining about it, I guess. This is super depressing. My thoughts exactly, Donald. Let's get to the process. If I remember correctly, the strategy I should have had, the first time, that's going to be trouble, so we're doing a nice job or something. So I just didn't do is that it's not with us. Be careful with this. Alright, so it's that 10-night block that you guys were talking about last time I was here. Have you decided that's what you're going to do for your next block? Yeah, actually, does not happen. No randomized with the string of hardcore guard block. This is that best with the needed activity and strategic preparation. Unlike and black. The honestly is somewhat difficult game to do. It's hard to know.
like to see. Yeah, and if it's another we would actually get the whole of the Pokemon. So that we would go ahead and everyone can for that. If people like the idea of that. So yeah, make sure that yeah, that's the piece type. This is what I was afraid of wanting to do. But at least it didn't bring the chance to come up with something like that. Okay, great. So if you're naming a Pokemon after someone in our Discord, can we do this Ludwig style fan searching Discord for Pokemon guys to come on? Oh, hell yeah. So that's how we got those people, no guys on it. A lot of the episodes of television. Of course, Obama, that would be hilarious. Yes, but not only do we not have the large enough support from our fans to do that yet, but that's also just rude. And why should we ban people from our Discord? That's just a stupid idea. All in favor of banning Barack from the Discord for being a wuss? All right, Jesus Christ, all right, never mind, assholes. We will revisit the topic. Anyway, let's see if Pringles can clean up yet another kill here. Nope, he sucks ass, and now he's dead. Donald, he's like 9 levels lower than the rest of our team gets to break. Soon enough, he and Titan are going to be the only decent multi members on the team, and you're going to learn to respect that. I'm not respecting shit, Joe. You and I both know that. Also, Obama, if they're using his power on these good guys, and you find out these information out there, folks, you know, based on culture, honestly, Obama, I feel like there's definitely to go on with everything. So I'm very respectful. I kind of thought guys were taking out of line with the stuff, but it looks like it's still the bug. I guess we're just going to have to look it out and try to do it under that too. I guess the third is the one that waiting. Obama, I know I don't have my Pokemon spirit, but I'm probably going to have to examine right now. You better still think that this is just like that. I hear we all wrong with the very best. Now, it's like to that happen so good. Talking about you, actually, what are you going to do? It's part of the game. Anyway, everybody speed this up for the viewers, please. All right, got all those possibly useless bearings. Now, time to go. Maybe the old man. All right, I'm totally lost here, honestly. Are any of these berries actually going to be useful for us, or are we just hoarding things?
Jesus Christ. This dude's got berries for days. They have to be useful for something, right?
They won't really have any battle effects for us like all the traditionally useful ones, but technically they may play a role in the future. Just stay.
Another interview. What you got this time, Obama?
Barbos, I guess, good answer. Jesus Christ. Yeah, good answer. If his shit is crazy to finish it off with.
What the hell is a barbo?
The devil.
Pringles is a barbo. I need to find something good here. Oh, okay, yeah, Barbo's food. Yeah, I think that's good. Barbo's is definitely going to be right, guys.
Barbo's food. Couldn't have said it any better myself. I'm glad you understand. Can you hand me that person, Barry, please, Barack? Because I'm utterly confused as to why the hell I continue to torture myself by being in the presence of you two.
I'll let it get cry about it, Donald, but it's time to continue on here. Now we're going to be experiencing
just so they can get melodic. Lots of memories there. I wouldn't mind reliving it, honestly.
No, Donald, I don't think any of us are going to stop you if you would like to do that on your own time. But either way, melodic won't be joining the team. We are committing to the Wiz Cash just like we would commit to the Sharpedo had you won that battle.
Ooh, I remember these trainers well, too. They all have their own little gimmick. They copy your movement patterns. Honestly, this whole route is just trippy. This is actually where I found my first shiny Pokemon, to believe it or not. Is that so, Joe? What was it? It was just a shiny Big Dragoon, which on its own is not a cool, shiny, cool Pokemon. But the feeling itself of seeing those stars was very memorable to say the least.
Definitely a great experience. My first shiny was actually an emerald. It was a shiny whip I found when I was trying to get a win for the registry of legendary tasks. What about you, Donald?
Fuck both of you and your shinies. I've still never actually seen a legit one. I've probably encountered like 20,000 Pokemon, and I've literally never seen one myself.
What exactly do you mean by shiny?
Basically, there's a chance that one Pokemon will have a different color scheme than the other.
Wait a second, I forgot what's in this house. Okay.
Hello. Hello.
Fuck that one out of there. To the pointless transitional box. Anyway, guys, it's a little more complicated than that, George. Basically, in this generation, there's a 1 in 8,192 chance that a wild Pokemon is shiny. Basically, the color scheme will be anywhere from very slightly different to completely different. It depends on the Pokemon. No other changes besides that, though it's purely cosmetic, I believe. Dude, what the fuck is that one? I didn't even want to deal with that one. I think it's getting the fire. You were trolling me and did not find it shiny on your first day of playing Pokemon. That's actually awesome to do. We found it shiny. That's just what you know. No, I didn't catch it. I thought it was a bug or something. I just restarted the game. You just don't know find out. I see every single one of you. They don't just change the subject, but how about we all share what our favorite shiny are shiny? Instead of running through this, have experience actually about it. That's a good question. That's a common question of the day. If I've been a person, you guys might make fun of me as usual, but mine is honestly going to have to be sitting in a business last year. It doesn't overwhelm the whole design, but it changes the website so right. It just gives it such a sick change in aesthetic, despite the slightest changes. Honestly, Joe, as much hate as I give you for your name, this obsession, not getting a bad taste. Damn it, it's shiny. It really is not good, I have to admit. Generation 3 has some absolute bangers with the Chinese. Metagross is sick. Salvador is sick. The Latin Twins is sick. Sceptile, Deoxys, say why. The list goes on really. But by far, the hardest shiny of all time is Rayquaza. That fucker is ghost white and all black. It takes Charizard's shiny and bumps it up to the level. These are dollars like the opinion you have there. Maybe one day you'll find out it's shiny for yourself. Fuck you, George. All right, my turn now. Oh, fuck off, Lee, and I heard about the Pokemon and things like 2 episodes ago. Okay, so my favorite challenge. I think I'm going to have to share my rest of the generation style here and say how my favorite style is. Maybe I don't know if you will either. I think that little something like this for this dog down to the dog food. General Obama can't hate that one. I'm telling you, it's brightly sun is actually so damn high. It's not going to do still. Hey, well, yeah, here's what it's all about your experience with shiny Pokemon. Let us know what your most memorable one was. If you actually got a legitimate one, 8,192 shiny, what's your favorite is? Looking forward to seeing how those topics you guys have.
Hello. final part of the episode here, boys. All these runs have like the same three Pokemon, so none of this is going to be too entertaining if I'm being completely honest.
Hey guys, aren't you gonna ask me about my favorite shiny Pokemon? Yeah, I got it. Yeah, what's your favorite shiny? Yeah, it's gonna have to be Geodude. Because I saw one a few days ago despite not having played the game for like an hour.
George, I know you're directing that and you piss me off. And I will personally rip the both of them out of your throat if you continue to talk to me like that.
Okay, I like to still fuck down, guys. Let's get hostile. Just because Geodude knows he's doing that. But now he does. I'm sure it won't happen again. And you know, I'll be drunk. I'm just gonna have the same Pokemon like this guy that you get as you see everywhere. So we'll catch up with humanity after.
Alright, games, and we are here in the game at this point. Next episode, we will probably have the 6 gym bags on them. This game is going quickly. Don't you guys think about it?
I'm gonna have to agree with you. That being said, don't forget how brutally long the journey is after this thing went on. Just 4, 5, 6. I don't have a map of one after the other, but the 7th, it was like half the map across the ocean. And then the 8th years ago, we started to go after the little things that we got to the bucket in the day. We just decided to really have to fix it. And that definitely takes a long time if I remember correctly.
Yeah, fair point. For that, it is pretty cheap. I feel like you're fairly seriously. Now, I know what you think the joke is because we've had to backtrack so many times already. That being said, we really have covered like half the map.
All right, boys, keep this play. I'm going to give Pringle the cast of time here. He only needs to get like 1 hit off and he can kill this mighty animal.
Hell yeah, let's go back. Obama Pringles is going to die in like 10 seconds, no doubt.
Yeah, it's kind of like a cat that goes on. That will be fine. God, something. Oh, okay, maybe that's a high woman.
No, he can turn off my phone. That's not the way.
All right, calm down. It is combat deep. I just wanted to get this.
Seriously, Joe, we're coming to the end of the episode. No need to have a heart attack over a Pokemon we can survive in like 30 seconds.
Wait, that was actually the boss of this place. We just had another piranha, the same dog we've already seen here. Yeah, good. I know a bit underwhelming, but don't worry about it too much. Honestly, I'm a little disappointed too, because so far the one before the battle I've gotten on was the second gym leader, and that was like the easiest one we had after this thing, but that's alright. I'm sure I'll get something fun down the line.
Alright, you gotta call it a day here, Obama.
Yeah, I thought it should. We get the boys for the drive.
You would take a certain comment below about your experience with shiny Pokemon. Hopefully it's better than mine.
We provide our office support to people who are struggling with unwanted movement structure. Helping them take control of their thoughts rather than for them on one person.
Alright, this episode, I'm only going to say this once. All of you are excited to Joe, the Margot company, for everyone else who's here, I was told you but yeah, for everyone else who agrees that I was done justice, welcome to this very special episode. As you can tell from the thumbnail, we can visit this time where I'm catching a goddamn feed. I don't care how long this is going to take. Are you discussing the game about coming in? Oh, chill out, Joe. I'm not suggesting. I'm just going to catch a fever because it is actually malarkey. He chose a worthless ass, weak ass, dirty ass, ugly ass, wicked ass, instead of a big suit John Tito, Monica. This is for my family. Like this is my show, we have a divided fan base. Both in real life, real acceptance, AI, fine and gut hurt stuff. Extra people. It's not actually going to be exposed. Brendan saying, oh, I'll put the 70 channels popping up right now while I'm under this. But don't be surprised if a bunch of others pop in and say, hey, finally, me. Probably going to take me a little while, so I'd appreciate your company on it. So can you tell me why the hell this still says something that goes down right there in the rock? Checking this to the hell of it. I feel like it's fun to have the potential community contract down the line just for something in the future. Want to see it? You're welcome to stick around, but I'm not expecting you to do it. I would expect something in general if you found somewhere. Real fun.
Anyway, I'll stick around for a second, Don. I know how painful it is this one is. Speaking of, have you explained the whole thing to the viewers? If not, I can do that for you.
Now, I haven't yet good look. Yeah, by all means, don't do it.
Okay, so basically, if you want to get Pokemon Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald in this exact route, there are about 400 tiles of water that you can fish on. Only 6 of those tiles have a chance of holding up the around the 50% of the time of it. So if you really want to fish one of it in a couple minutes, if not, it could take several hours to keep this work. That's why they're so rare. Donald, what's your strategy behind it?
Well, I was just going to start on the bottom left here, approaching my rope, making sure to cover every tile. I'll fish like 2 or 3 times on each tile. According to my research, that is the optimum way of doing it.
That's a good idea. Best of luck to you, Steve. And also, we've had a lot of comments suggesting nicknames for potential Malaya. Are you going to do a nickname going forward if you get one?
Yeah, I had no day cook one. I got it open in the background.
All right, sounds like you've got it under control, Don. I might have to pop in and out, but we're in the middle of a fantasy football draft right now. That's why we have so many people in the main voice call. And you guys didn't want to join us this year.
People in front are literally playing with a $25 value that isn't worth my time to play. And you know that, Jerry.
All right, fine, whatever. Also, we told the zero with a $100 buy-in, and he still paid up, so don't tell him about that.
That's weak. Sure thing, won't tell him.
All right, cool. Anyway, I'll be back later, Donald. Good luck with this.
All right, appreciate it, brother. All right, just new email viewers. So I kind of knew I'd be doing my own commentary for a good part of this. So I have a list of the toughest things I was planning on talking about. First thing is first, the editor wanted to make sure I give a shout out for all the super things we got in our last video. Check these out real quick. This shit is crazy. Garrett, you've been an OG. Thanks for the support, man. All right, Jay, I'm confused on what to say here because fuck with it, man. But thanks so much for the donation. It means a whole lot. All right, Bill Dan, screw you for making me do that. You could have just posted a video of yourself doing it. But whatever, stay faithless, I guess, pussy. Anyway, I wonder who else is the fantasy draft this year. Ben's done an incredibly false impression that he's going to win $1,200. So besides Obama and Biden, that means there's 9 other people involved. Wonder who should be.
Okay, so a lot of the folks are actually on the first few days. Let's do it.
Yes, I have extra. You got a problem with that?
Yeah, it's actually a literally takes some extra skill or strategy to go and find the people. Only dedicated time if you want to do. I see literally no reason as to why you don't just game start and people don't really think and save yourself for suffering. That's what I would do. Just look at me. I have the best group about the people.
Yeah, I'm sure that is what you would do. You goddamn robot. This is the kind of hardcore nutbot where I'm planning on killing off 600 Pokemon, okay? There's this thing called personal attachment that you would be sensible and doesn't understand. Obama, thank God you're here. No way you actually invite Pokemon challenges to your fantasy football league, right?
Actually, that was kind of good, Donald, and I thought you were doing it, but when you backed out, we had like 2 minutes to fill the top. Then we just kind of sent a Hail Mary, kind of intended for John. Honestly, I'm surprised you doing this, man. Aren't you like German or some shit? German, like football too, rock. But I don't think like your money. That's the real reason I'm doing it. $200 is nothing to a non-party owner like me. I can't spend my $2,400 to you for me, and that being said, I'm doing research on the secretary. You can make it help.
Oh, he's a member of the special team in his own right, that's for sure.
Yeah, okay, I may have forgotten to tell you that Jackson told John it's a $200 buy-in. But I don't think it's that much.
Hey man, not only am I a citizen myself, but I also fucking hate that guy. I understand very no worries. Be careful, you Ben, don't talk about it.
Yeah, we got to be careful about that, but also say something. We could just do it tomorrow. When are you going to do the stuff hanging out of it? Oh, no. All right, fair enough.
Hey, so I already did shout out to everyone who did super thanks on the last episode. Any what else I need to talk about? I can still be here for a while.
What's up, John? Oh, yeah, no, maybe address some of the Pokemon creators and players on the show. People were talking about it this week.
Oh, yeah, cool. Yeah, anyway, basically, yeah, so here's just pretty quick. So basically, there have been a handful of new President's AI creators over the past few weeks, understandably, really, because they are a hot topic right now. But a lot of smaller ones, including ours to some extent, have gotten a handful of criticism about being unoriginal and stealing content from some of the larger presidents and content creators. Just a quick word about that. Any comments like that, I'm going to stand and blow my ass. But no, seriously, Joe, this shit takes a lot of time and a lot of money. So people are actually dismissing all of that by just basically calling it an original debate. Don't buzz off, don't do this stuff. Don't fucking play this on NBC. Calling it right now. And screaming the word whisper into my ear on the beat. This has got to be a goddamn simulation. I do not believe it. We're going to call Donald Trump back. Maybe he'll sing it again. You can bet your ass I'm calling it back, Jonas. It's about to get it. Oh, this is why can't I be doing this? Jesus Christ, shut the hell up, Joe. I'm up in the Norbass. I can tell my BC is spicy. Okay, yeah. Guitar is from me. Delete this number before I come over there and bash your whisper and face it with your own guitar. Sincerely, your worst nightmare. A little bit much, Donald, even just sharing your love for Steve Post. For all I understand, you can go share his love with the toaster in the bathtub. Can we just move on from that horrendous experience, please? Yeah. Anyway, continuing on what Donald was doing.
Hello.
They're laughing at you. Oh, thousands of citizens. I don't choose. So they deliver. It's on time.
Other judges, that was regular. Let's see if you can get on the emotion. See what you guys think of this next mission. There you go. I'm about ready for race. We're going to drop you right here in that battle. Your final. That's all. Just one
dinosaurs. They're alive. That's pretty much good. What the hell is going on? Oh, I guess it didn't go so well. That's the way to make it. That's not a job. It's the government. One thing to spend eternity. And you spend it with. If you don't do it, you get it. And you know, it takes forever to figure that out. It's just the way it was all the process is not going to get here. A lot to draw for her to just keep it in. Exactly how I capture. Oh, no. Where does it? So really? Wait. I just don't think there's a lot of dollars. What's the time? Here go.
Where I spend eternity.
On the side of the door. Seems like not right. Locked and stared in of the nature, so beautiful. But that is pushed forward. Today, I was doing this, and if it complete, I would like the air slightly clear to snow. What is happening now? I'll go back down. So you really want to do it now. Now it's time to really get this, you know. So this episode, we're going to be covering starting episodes from the classes. Briefly, this covers some stuff in the Maxis program. Obviously, we love long term. This is where we can store and take out. This is where we can upgrade them. Over here, we do some like big stuff with this guy. Granted, you need to have your stuff high enough, your loot, your faithfulness to be high enough to be able to interact with. I think it's below 10. The magic guy we're going to unlock later. There's a couple other NPCs we're going to unlock later, but those are the main ones that we have access to.
Either way, if you're playing strength build, this is what we're going next. So first up, we're going to get the strength weapon, and then we'll jump over to more forward, get some other stuff. There's a bunch of starter weapons we're going to be getting here. We're not going to be doing these notes in full. Very first thing we want to do, though, is right over here, this crystal lizard. Might as well kill this little bugger. Nice. The crystal lizards in this game are interesting. They're going to respawn every time you kill a boss. So, even though we just killed it, we killed the first boss, if we come back, they'll be sitting right there waiting for us. We have a merchant right here. And namely, the two most important things. We have the basic upgrade here. You can get those here. Elixir is this game's version of like the human grass from the Dark Souls games. We're not worried about that stuff. And we're not going to do much else in this area besides going straight to the lizard. We're going to save a lot of this for the later when we come on back. So these guys are going to hold this kind of do the best to run past them. Not even worry about that for now. Edit this. Now you're about to use those fat and efficient. These guys can be very annoying to deal with. They can do a lot of damage if you're not careful. So you just try to hit me right there. So I should got it right up in the barn. This is the fat official. You can get behind it. Some good damage in. Maybe to try to do this while you're in the middle of casting. It's one of your best odds. Yes. These enemies, they don't really do a lot of damage for now. That's okay. The enemies here, they're actually just pierces. So if you have exterior or running time or something, it'll do a lot of damage to them. Otherwise, it's going to take quite a few hits to take him down, as you've seen right now. Don't want that. Don't want. There we go. That's what I want. Rushing battle and plus one. Yes. That is my strength up, so make this better. But this is going to be the main weapon that we'll be using for quite some time. Now, as for builds, I'm going to be doing a strength build. And the reason I'm doing a strength build for the walkthrough is out of all the various builds, I feel strength is the most consistently replicatable. Magic is certainly easier to an extent. So the thing with magic involves a lightning melee type playthrough. And if you're playing as magic, honestly, you don't really need strategies. You just kind of smash stuff and it dies. A lot of range blood to help compensate for that when you're using the bow. So anytime trying to go hard with the bow, there's a time when you would go hard with your magic. But those guys throwing the stuff, we're going to pick this up. We're not going to use that for now, save that. We're going to head over to our next one. So Crushing is basically the scale of strength. So what it does is it takes this axe and removes all of the dex scaling from the axe and makes it scale primarily with strength. So being Metal Gear Games' strength build, that makes it a very, very solid starting weapon for a strength build, especially because of what we've done so far already. You know, we've already taken our stats and we've gotten our vitality up to 20, so we have a healthy amount of vitality. Pretty much everything else I do is going to be going strength here. Now, obviously, a couple of different weapons are showing higher damage. That's fine. If you want to stick with those, you can. Even if we go to him, we're not going to be able to level up this. We're going to be the next guy to level it on up. But as we continue to level up our strength, this weapon will get better and better, especially because of the strength bonus. So as you can see, what we're two-handing it, we have 117 damage. If we go to the halberd, which looks a lot better if we two-hand that, you can see it's only 124, which isn't as much as you'd be led to believe. You know, you think there would be a bigger difference, but obviously. So the accidentally made it a lot faster too. So really rocking this. But anyway, from there, next we are up and over here. Now I highly suggest you have your filtering out before you come here. If you don't, you're going to have a bad time. So just make sure that's on. This area is actually really good early on for farming a little bit. These skellies will do. The skellies will just fight chunk of souls. So if you're here doing hunting farms, just take your time and fight these guys one at a time or so. You can see we have 300 souls pop off of them. Let's grab a couple of starter things here. Well, similar to the last set, we're not going to be going too deep into this area. As a reminder, dying is fine as long as you're not in body form. Probably should just shield them like in the first one. Just to be a better strategy. This guy's extra spicy today. It may seem like a pain in the ass to kill these guys, but it is 100% worth it for what we're going to get. Which honestly, I'll probably use the weapons we get. So my strength is a little bit higher for battle axe, just because it's that good. Typically, both of you guys come at the same time. Once we have this free now, we're able to put this one down. Actually, we got a lot of happening, so we're okay. You have some archers up top, so just make sure you're fighting these guys far enough back to see archers are at the top for you. Alright, and alright. Grab a hero set. Grab the silver buildings. And we can grab the talisman again. Alright, next we want to go this way and make sure you have a shield up. There's going to be a trap right here. If you don't have a shield, just roll on through it and try your best. We're going to go up. And we want to go. Right, that's the way that it's not a still want to go up here. No, there is. Well, I could try and show that too. We're going to here for now. It's going to be a big angry skeleton. Don't worry about this guy. We're not even trying to kill him. All we're doing is getting this and enjoying it. Now the Crescent Fountain is another upgrade fountain, but this is actually split. So the magic damage and physical damage early on in the game, this is a incredibly strong weapon. If you're playing as a magic class, this is going to be your bread and butter. If you're not, it's still a super strong weapon that you can mess around with. So I'm going to see if I can pull off the generator skip here to show that as well. That's if you can do it this early, it's great. So it's now, so the generator skip the ball is just running and trying to attack this level. What this is going to do, this is going to get it probably. It's going to get us a very, very powerful ring early on in the game. A little bit tricky to get, but that's exactly what the message here is referring to. I'm not very good at it. I've gotten this maybe once, but anyway, it's there if you want to try doing it. Basically, the ring gives you like 6 health regen per second. It's either 5 or 6. Almost got there. It's right down there. So we're trying to sneak down again. No, I'm not going to do that. But you can get the ring by doing a trick roll, which if you can get it, great. But it's not something you absolutely need to get. So it's good down here. I'll never pick up some good one and kill this guy. So this is identical to the one that we fought previously. Grab the leech. That is a fantastic dexterity weapon. Over here, grab a storage console. Grab these. Now, one of the main reasons that we are doing these things is to see these little things on the end of the cameras. They're going to be shooting into the crystals at us, but with the V-frame on, their aggro range is decreased greatly. So it's a little bit easier for us to avoid them by having a V-frame on. We're just sit here and just kind of get scared and beat this guy. And the fight is, they get split in that. The first one is that we're actually going to get some soul skipping for this one now. The lower line is help tipping down because it's on top of having the physical damage. This also has bleed, so we have to bleed it right now.
So today we are taking a look at one of the disaster scenarios that we almost saw around the NHL in a trade that maybe, probably, could have been, might have been close to happening. But honestly, I think might have actually helped the Oilers win the Stanley Cup. Okay, is that hyperbole? I don't really know. But today, I wanted to refer to an article published about a week ago by David Russell on rg.org. Responsible journalist has done some very interesting work with independent hockey coverage and daily sports coverage. And his work is one of the best in the business in providing first to students as to how to change certain teams in the NHL. And when it comes to the Montreal Canadiens, there is a very interesting identity that the Habs have an index that is expressed in this piece. It is linked in the description, and it talks about how Jeff Gordon and the Habs see serious value in their goaltending. Key takeaways from this article go as follows. Montreal Canadiens executive vice president Jeff Gordon says the host, in his team's goaltending future. Gordon sat down with Archie and discussed the development of Samuel Montembeault as center number one, while also expressing confidence in Jakub Illich as his backup. That is the Jakub Illich that was ranked as one of the third-tier NHL goaltending prospects in the NHL. Thank you very much, Scott Wheeler. The Habs also signed Capo Jackson this offseason, adding more depth to their netminder group. Now, there's a lot of good meat on the bone here. There's a very long interview in regards to Montembeault and Dobesh, a lot of guys that the Canadians have in their system on the main team and the prospect pool. There are some very good names that the Habs have in net. And in particular, Sammy Montembeault has been very good. 28 years old, 6'3", 198 left-handed catching goaltender, signed by the Canadians until the end of 26-27. He's making $3.15 million a year. Last season, you could say, oh, the guy had a 902 save percentage. That's like league average, is it not? And while that might be simply accurate, you have to take a look at some of the circumstances that bestowed Sammy Montembeault in his play. This guy had 62 games played in the regular season this most recent campaign. That was good enough to put him third in the NHL in games played. Now, sure, his save percentage is technically the worst one here out of the top 8 guys who have played a whole bunch of games. But look at the teams that these guys are on. Winnipeg, Tampa Bay, the defensively stout Islanders, the Minnesota Wild, the Dallas Stars. Montembeault was on the Habs, and no disrespect to the Habs, but the Habs were not really the best team in the NHL last season, like Winnipeg was, for example. They weren't a team that went super far in the playoffs like Dallas did last season, and they're not teams that are represented by goaltenders that have that reputation of being best in the league territories are a testament to his durability and his talent, which allowed him to have a 908 save percentage in the playoffs against Washington. But what if I told you that a trade may have been on the horizon that would have sent Sammy Montembeault to freaking Edmonton? Let's go back over on the article and read what it is. James Murphy goes out there and says here, the Canadians have always believed that Sammy Montembeault could be a number one goalie, as they proved when they signed him to a contract extension back on December 1st, 2023, instead of trading him to potential suitors, like the Edmonton Oilers, or Philadelphia Flyers, or the Arizona Coyotes, all of whom had a reported interest in acquiring Montembeault. So if Montembeault gets on a hot streak, as he did after the Four Nations break, then the Canadians will have no issues riding him as far as he can take them. Freezing there, James Murphy. Just saying. Gordon went out there and had this full. Sammy Montembeault was very good and solid and consistent, and when you have to make that decision and you need wins, and basically, after Four Nations, every game was a playoff game for us. So you kind of have to roll with who's got the hot hand, and that's kind of how we ended up playing so many games. But the goal is to never play someone anymore into the 60s, so we'll see how it goes. But I'd have to say that Sam, he really acquitted himself very well. He was consistent pretty much from game 1 to game 2 and beyond. Montembeault is a monster. But if the Canadians do decide to trade this guy over to freaking Edmonton, could you imagine just how many Stanley Cup, okay, we're not going to come to that conclusion, but could you imagine just how different things would be for the Oilers? Let's head over on to, let's just say, Stuart Skinner, for example. Let's talk about his profile and review what went down when the Oilers in the Stanley Cup Finals. Skinner had a 905 save percentage in 23-24 and an 896 save percentage in 24-25. Both years, the Oilers looked at their goaltending and said, yeah, that's good enough. In the playoffs in 24, Stuart Skinner had a 901 save percentage, which is admittedly not that bad. Like, it's not great, but it's not like worse in elite territory. The season after, though, 8.89 save percentage. You kind of wonder how this gosh darn team made it to the finals anyway. 70 months ago, I'm not going to go out there and say that he is the savior that Edmonton would have needed, but his Oilers made a very different decision on December 1st, 2023. If the Habs made a different decision, if Edmonton was like, yeah, we really want to get that Montembeault guy, let's go out there and push for it. If Montreal was like, okay, the Oilers really want that Montembeault guy, let's give it to him. If Montembeault made his way over to Edmonton on December 1st, 2023, and he was the starting goaltender, or maybe even the backup when the Oilers went into the 24 playoffs. I mean, they clawed back from down 3-0 in the finals to tie things up. And they lost in Game 7 by 1 goal. That was not a bad goaltending showcase in games 4, 5, 6, and 7 out of Stu Skinner. But it's I'm not going out there and saying that he would have won Game 7, but you gotta think that if you got Montembeault instead of Skinner, maybe you would have 1 or 2 more playoff games. And when you were as close as Edmonton was, literally 1 or 2 more playoff games is enough to win the gosh darn cup. Never mind the fact that Calvin Pickard had to come in and play some games in relief throughout the past few playoff runs. But Sammy Montembeault, in my opinion at least, is a legitimate starter. He has been forced to be a starter and has stepped up. He has been so consistent. The only thing you have to worry about is you don't want this guy playing 62 games a year. But when he is rested and when he is going, he posts up numbers that are so far away above and beyond what a 902 would imply. This guy is a beast. And just take a look at some of the games to end off the regular season here. 9-3-1, 9-7-2, 9-17, 9-4-7, 9-2-6. You go further down, heading into the playoffs and during the Canadian win streak, Montembeault in the monster, 9-5-5, 9-3-5, 9-1-7, shutout, 9-2-6, 9-1-7, even the games where they lose, Montembeault still does have some decent numbers. This guy is so good. And you're telling me 2 years ago the Canadians may have almost traded him to Edmonton? That may have changed the face of
Wednesday, August 13th is Pirate Pack Day at White Spot. Come be a kid again and order a Pirate Pack with a great cause. Only at White Spot.
We're very tough residents with a power of finished definitely.
Oh yeah, because it totally worked out last time when the Montreal Canadiens grabbed the center from Chicago. Eh? Okay. Maybe not every situation is going to turn into Kirby Doc 2.0, but I'm going to take over this thing right here. And whether or not the Montreal Canadiens could be interested. Today, we are talking about 23-year-old Chicago Blackhawks center winger Lucas Reichel, who is in a pretty interesting spot for Chicago. Before we dive into the updates, before we dive into whatever articles go out there and talk about this subject, let's dive into the player profile for the 23-year-old German. 6'2", 170, winger center, left-handed guy, signed on till the end of this upcoming season, making $1.2 million a year. He's been making $1.2 million a year for the past season, so this is his first contract after his ELC. Lucas Reichel was a former first-rounder by Chicago in the 2020 NHL draft. He, alongside of Tim Stützle, set the market for German guys getting drafted back in 2020. And alongside of course, Moritz Seider in 2019, Timothy Peterka a little bit later, and I guess you could say Leon Draisaitl from a decade ago in 2014. These are the faces of German NHL players at the moment. And Lucas Reichel is in a pretty good spot because when he was drafted in 2020, this guy was playing in a full-on pro men's league. He was at half a point a game for East Bayern Berlin, which is a really good number for a 17, 18-year-old. And he just kind of got better in the DEL, getting a few more points in a few fewer games. and then inevitably becoming a point-per-game stud in his first season with the Rockford Ice Hogs in North America. Lucas Reichel is skilled, he is dynamic, he had a very good first-round upside, and inevitably got to a point where the Chicago Blackhawks last year, he had 22 points in 70 games played. Minus 16, 8 goals, was over a point per game for Team Germany at the Worlds. And even though this is it's a kind of an okay point production metric, you can say that you would probably have expected a bit more. Especially when you consider the point per game status he has been at in the AHL, the fact that he's already played 2 other seasons in Chicago. This number, 22 points in 7 games, it's not the best. This is the scouting report for Lucas Reichel over here. He is an unrelenting forechecker and backchecker. He never gives up on a play, and he wins battles through second efforts. Reichel is a pretty capable puck handler too, even at top speed, carrying the puck to the defender's triangle, showing a pretty, oh boy, what is that word? Predilection. Thanks, elite prospect, for tossing out his vocabulary that I'm not able to familiarize himself with. But he shows a predilection for outside-in maneuvers and deploying weight shifts to avoid contact. Reichel is a very good offensive forward, and you can say he has the potential to become even better. If you go over to the scouting report and the draft rankings, some folks are ranking him in the top 20, like Bob McKenzie. Some folks are ranking him in the second round, like the big prospects. They had him at 43. So ultimately, he did go a little bit earlier than he might have been projected to at 17th overall. But the Blackhawks really did like this player, and now we are talking about the idea of trading him. Why is that? Well, let's head over on an article posted on HouseFanatics.com by L. Wyman. Let's go out there and see this. The Blackhawks are listening to offers on a talented going forward who could be a fit for the Habs. Scrolling down here, it's a tweet made by NHL Rumor Report. The board period said this about Lucas Reichel earlier this month. The teams have been calling about Reichel, and the Blackhawks have been listening. Chicago is looking to package assets for immediate upgrades. Then we see some of the replies. I'd offer a yarn pro for Reichel. Robertson would look great in their top 9. Bertuzzi, don't, we'll take him. They should package 98 for Quinn Hughes. That's Bedard for Quinn Hughes. Okay, that's interesting. Justin Hall for Reichel. I hate it, I love it. Reichel for Janmark in the third. A lot of folks going out there and talking about Lucas Reichel. I'd say that he's a decently hot commodity around the NHL and its communities. But if we scroll back down into this article, this piece actually talks about Mike Matheson, and it implies that, oh, this could be a good trade for the Canadiens. That's exactly what the Hawks seem to be looking for. Reichel, 23, 6 feet, 170, 17th overall guy, 54 points in 169 career NHL games. In the AHL, he's been very good. If we're talking about immediate help like Matheson for Chicago, I personally think they need to add a bit more. And I believe Matheson currently holds greater value than Reichel. Now, I don't want to get too deep into the Matheson thing. I do think it's reasonable for Chicago to add maybe a little bit extra if they were to send over Reichel for Matheson. Matheson's a catch after all. This guy had 60 points in the NHL just 2 seasons ago. But ultimately, I wanted to focus more so on the addition of Reichel and what he could be. I don't want to say he's like guaranteed, bona fide, second-line center material at the moment, but if you take a look at his role in Chicago, he wasn't really being given that much ice time. He had a bunch of 9-minute games throughout the course of the year, some 12, some 13, some 14-minute games, but for the most part, Lucas Reichel was not very utilized. And despite the fact that he does have this relentless forechecking ability, he had some skill, and was able to make him a point-per-game presence in the American Hockey League, the Chicago Blackhawks just don't really have him in any sort of a good spot. I mean, even right now in their team, they don't have them listed on daily faceoff. They've got Frank Nazer III as the second line center. Ilya Mikheyev and Jason Dickinson on the third line, and Sam Lafferty is the fourth line center. Lucas Reichel isn't even included on their forward form, so it makes sense to me why this team is now all of a sudden thinking about, oh yeah, we can probably shop him. Like, this is a valuable first round caliber asset in Reichel. Teams are asking about him. We're not really using him. So is there a trade to be had here? Now, for what it's worth, I know some folks were panicking a little bit if the Canadians were to make some sort of a swing for Reichel and then immediately thrust him into second line center duty. They'd say, oh, this is kind of like Kirby Dach. I mean, the guy isn't really progressing all too much. Hold the horses, folks. The thing is, Kirby Dach was getting hurt every few months. Lucas Reichel has just not really been given ice time. I mean, even look at the comparison here. I have it up on League Prospects, Reichel versus Dach. When you consider the fact that Kirby Dach was outscoring Reichel for a good chunk of these guys' NHL development, that's all of a sudden taking a big halt by the time you get to the 22-year-old seasons, where Kirby Dach only played 2 games in 23-24 at 22 years old. Lucas Reichel had almost a full season, and he had 22 points in 70 games. Now, Dach would be sitting on a posted field of games for the next season at 23 years old, but Lucas Reichel is yet to have that season played for him, so we'll see if he's able to best out his own personal record as well. So, ultimately, I don't think it's that bad. I do think there will be some risk if you would thrust Reichel right in the second line center deep. But I do think this guy's due for a little bit of a raise in ice time. I think he's young enough and he's good enough where he can justifiably say he's got potential to do more. I mean, back when he was drafted, I think we were thinking that Reichel could be at best like a 55, 60-point player, center, winger, he could throw him anywhere, and he could actually be versatile and bottom forecheck.
I ordered 204,000 licenses and built it. I've always had this data. Shut up, George. Get them. They're worth money. Well, why would you say that? Because I have bullet pages. Eradicate. Fill out. Look at that. Answer. Oh, fuck. He's splendid. I'm doing very favor. Bobby, kill this suicide rat. Yeah, there you go, buddy. Yeah, it's pretty clear with his stats that his strength is we'll have to be more training to that. They've got to be pretty close to the ball. Let's see. Well, our guy is at level 13 now, so just a few levels is doing it, Charlie. Yeah, but 15. That's still damn close. Great stats on this guy. What's your say about it? He's no killer. That's the truth. He's a great stat. What am I? Like I do? Like he's an ID combined. Oh, so where are those other two? I know you saw him sneaking away toward the field of blood. I'm here on something to do. You know how it is, George? Big folks would rather see one of them be champions than a Republican. That's that. Let's go find him and brag about the fact that they're right. Sounds good to me. There's no way pussy snowflake weapons can handle giant bugs. Well, I really never did shit about bugs. I think everyone got that behind. Pikachu. We've been smashing rats all morning. I'm pretty sure that the serial killers do this. It's probably pretty tough to be a serial killer when everyone's talking about it. And not speaking. Well, let's go search for items and see what we run into. Oh, look. We got a chicken here. Can I get this one drop? Just that barbell is so delicious. You can look at the ground. Sweet.
Holy fucking Arctic, it's an egg. Oh, this is Brett, but I'm happy for you, old buddy. I would offer to give it back, but I don't want it. Don't give it. Well, we're here in the field of bugs, but I'm not seeing any bugs. Why don't we attempt the perception check? Great idea.
Yeah, I am so firing the head coach after this season. The head coach is gone at the end of this year. So yeah, he's done.
How do I do that? Basically, just look around. Sometimes you'll spot a Pokemon you don't know it exists, which you did for my perception. All right, here I go. There's absolutely nothing here. But that was absolute. Let me try. There's something crawling around those bushes. Ah, giant spider! There we go. Wow, you really killed it. Yeah, he's pretty tough. I can't wait to see him in the field. Spring Charles has limited swag, so I don't care when he evolves. Isn't that right? Go ahead. Look, it's Yamba. Giant spiders, giant dragonflies, this is something else. I love them. Go Pokeball. Yeah, they're way too fast. Man, we could really do something fine. Let me grab that. You, sir. It seems you have stumbled into my path. A fatal error. Now you need to battle my superior trained Pokemon. That was what the fuck? No sassy former president will you battle and will like this. Ha ha ha. You have a little penguin. What's his name? Penguin Zero? His name is Twin Maverick the Seven. Why is that? Well, haven't you ever seen First Up? That's awesome. You did, however, fail to realize that I had a grass-type powerhouse. This is admittedly distorting information. Right when you... Okay, I just want to say that I have it. You are a stinky guy, huh? Sorry, bro. I made some training for that thing. I didn't use the grass-type attack. You got one shot like a bitch. Coach Maverick, the first two, had its struggles at the start, but he came out on top with his hands. You, sir, have made it. Farewell, Ruben. Well, now you have a rival. I don't think the rivals with a good job. Can't go build a team of boys on and be a threat later on. Maybe you should do the same. I'm trying to get the Pokemon. Mr. Donald got stopped. They need to be stopped. You're not allowed to have certain types of Pokemon. Which one? I guess it could be on a case-by-case basis. Look, it's a balloon. That was a skip balloon. Can I try to catch it, or are you afraid I'll fuck it? I'll do this now. All right, go Pokeball. Shit, it's really up. You know, that's just pretty vertical challenge. I'll just climb this tree. My brother and I can barely climb a set of stairs. You really think we gotta climb this tree? You just watch me. I climb a tree with my son. Watch very closely, you two. This is how not to climb trees. Wow, that athletics check though. You may actually do it. Come on, Joe. You should have had that. I was climbing just fine. Something knocked me out of the tree. Oh shit, that thing is level 36. Follow it. No, wait. He's slashing all of us at once. Oh, energy balls. Well, that's just fucking nothing. It's both lines. Both can't do shit. No quagmire. No, run. You're gonna attack. God damn it. Return. Joe, we have to get out of here. Slack at it. I'm gonna fucking die. Well. If it isn't two Democrats managing things for us, quick attack. important for you to just leave consciousness intact. Haters gonna hate. Oh shit, Bo's there. Yeah. I want to get a guy involved with him. My boy is becoming a man. He's like the son you never had. Speaking of sons, hey Rocco, are you okay? Mama! What is it? Kill yourself, Howard.
Prepare for trouble.
They can tell them, you gotta be fucking guilty.
To affect the world of devastation.
To divide all peoples within our nation.
This is not how we do it. To perfect the evils of lies and deceit.
To have relations with all the women I meet.
Oh my God. Hillary.
And Bill,
Team Rocket blast off at the speed of light.
brother and I are here to fight. We aren't even out of the first town, and you two already joined Team Rocket. Trust your own chicks, big bad boys. Give me back the Terminator, dickhead.
I have big plans, Johnny. This shiny will fetch a good price for our cause.
Oh, hell no. And you think a couple starters and an oversized cricket is going to stop us?
Why don't we find out?
You don't want to cross the other guy. Yeah, Free Charles doesn't like the sound of that. Bro, what the fuck? Give me my fucking Pokemon or you're next. Hey, Johnny, that's not how a Pokemon battle works. This isn't a Pokemon battle, it's a robbery, and I'm exercising my second amendment.
Fuck you. I'll have my guy water gun your Charmander dead.
You want to take a minute to calm down? Well, Phil, I want to keep your opinion life. No problem, bro.
You fucking pussy.
Don't you can't just shoot me. She's not a person, she's a fucking monster. She needs to be stopped now.
I'm on the fence. Do what you got.
Same here. Murder is cool. I figured I would have played a song. Wow, you're not going anywhere. Bet you didn't expect that.
I bet you didn't expect this.
What the fuck is that? Honey? What's that doing? Oh, it's fun.
I won this round, Johnny, but this isn't the last. The three of us. I'll get you in your little business too.
See you later, brothers. Oh, what's that? Look at that. Bubble it. Guys, pull it down. Good, I have done it right now. It's for Charles to take one more. You did it. Great work, Potter. Bill, this is good. Maybe written all over. I keep asking the mindset.
Really?
Maybe next time, Bill, you guys do the photo. Yeah, but it's
I could really use a freshman though.
We're really playing the fourth song, we're better off. Gotta stick with the classic song. If you think you're the best at this game, then you will win regardless of the match. All right, fine. I guess I'll just show you both why I'm the wrong. Oh, yes. If you were the best, you would have got the whole one to start off with. I'd like to try. All right, boys, my turn to make a statement.
Of course I have no fucking clue.
Go there, continue to actually know what you're doing. Of course I do. You're just a hater dog.
But they do.
It's my turn.
They don't want Jersey though, but I'm giving them anyway.
Don't you, Donald? Let's see if you can handle yourself with the spirit of fire here. It's like you did. Wow, you almost put them in collar and time. That was the thing about it. It isn't just the best in whole city guys. Just kidding. How about you guys? You're not going to stick your eyes well. No one cares, John. It's easy to get it subscribe. What the hell is that? Are you serious? I'm a chance with Joe, and I only to choke away that opportunity. You're the one that's trapped. Okay, calm down. It's only the first hole. The first hole is usually the easiest to rock. I don't need to hear it. Donald, it's your turn. Okay, let me just assist this hole real quick. I can get a hole in here. Stop it, Bill. We'll see about that. Whoa, going in. Hell yeah. That's how you play golf. Take note, especially with the rocks. Screw you. Let's see if I can do that as well. Damn it. It's okay, Joe. That's still not a bad shot. Let's see what the rock can do, though. I'm going to show you how to hit a golf with us. Prepare to watch.
Really? Why?
Okay, I'm still waiting to see that greatness arrive. All I'm seeing is piling on to the future. Okay, leave them alone.
There we go. Fine.
What was that there? That is literally the definition of children. Barrage. Oh, the first hole. For the picture. Did you see that goal? Power in your shot. You're that hole. Sounds good, Donald. Thanks for the tip. I appreciate it. Seriously, Donald. You make fun of me for taking hole one, but you didn't make fun of Joe the whole team. Joe was the one talking fast like you, Barrage.
I already have two great centers. So I don't really need a center. I need a left winger though.
Okay, that wasn't a bad shot, Barrage.
Yeah, a big effort here, and then I'm getting Jackson Smith here.
Okay, let's see if I can keep cooking. Don't worry about that shot, Donald. You're all good. Is that what you call cooking, Donald? That was pretty pathetic, Donald. With all due respect for shut the hell up. You don't have to be so toxic, you know. So when Donald talks back every game, it's okay. But when I do it, it's toxic. That's the all I can time to do with you. Just watch me get this ball in. Wow. Now that was lucky, Barrage. I tell you, you have a turn to the world with regards to the amount of power you put in your shot. Keep going about it. Let's see what you can do. That's a pretty good shot, though. I'm guaranteed to get it next turn. Thanks, Joe. Let's see what you can do. I think I have a pretty solid angle here to get something going. Yeah, okay. Whoa. Nice.
Shit.
Once again, Barrage, you toxic. Nothing to do here. Nice.
I know he's late, but I'm driving him anyway.
I didn't think you'd sit back like this, Joe. You feel really it's just disgusting. I'm hurrying up with this one, Jeff. Okay, you just let me assess this first. This is rock. Great thing to take time. Yeah, whatever you say. Oh, I got a hole in my mouth. Oh. Are you serious right now? Okay, whatever. Hurry up, Donald, so I can do that too. Stop telling us to hurry up. Joe got a hole in one because he took his time. And I was in the same just why. How in the world did you guys do it? I shot Donald. What kind of speed did you guys have? Shut the hell up, Barack. It's not that hard. Just focus up. Yeah, for real, Barack. Stop being a hater. You got a hole in one as well. I'm so jealous. Did you see that boy? That's how Obama gets it done. How's Obama get it done?
Oh, it's on 4. Shit. Okay.
Don't worry about me, Donald. Worry about yourself. Let Donald take his time. It's all good if I don't get a hole in one. I'll just complete this hole in 2 turns so I'll be able to keep my chance. Yeah, you say. Joe, it's your turn. Let's see what you got. This doesn't seem that hard. I'll just try to replicate what Donald did. That's not a bad strategy, Bill. Like me, you were able to complete this hole in 2 tries. I think this course is really easy. If you don't end up finishing this hole in 2 tries, then you're just flat out garbage in this game. Okay, well, the pressure is on you then, Barack. After all, you're the one who should have finished the job in that 1 hole. I don't need to hear it. Just hurry it up. Seriously, Barack, can you stop rushing us every time? For real, though, it's nice shot, Joe. Good job for not giving you such power that time. It's not that hard, Donald. Stop getting Joe better. Did someone hurt your feelings when you were younger than Barack? You're acting healthy and secure right now. It's okay to feel Barack. Okay, I'm going to need for the both of you to shut the fuck up and watch the abominator cook. I guess we'll see about that then, huh? Watch this. Are you serious right now? I thought I put in enough power to prevent that bullshit from happening. Play stupid games and stupid private garage. Stop talking. Let me show you how it's done. Are you fucking serious right now? How the fuck is your senile capable of playing golf? Shut your salty ass up, Rock. That was a great shot, Bill. Let's see if get it in the hole next time. I'll stop getting the golf. Let's see if you do this. Oh, fuck. Don't vote. Okay, calm the fuck down, Donald. I see how the future is just benefiting off on this shot. You get to see how much power I put in and with. Sounds like it's cheating to me. Stop fucking making excuses, Rock. They switch the order every fucking hole. Fine, no. You're fucking just you You're making switch so if you can fix the power, you'll be good.
This majority is a fucking beast for us, probably.
You two agree this much is just fucking weird. Just hurry up so I can bring this.
Oh, why is it a point for me for NHL?
They fucking died with it. I don't want to be down this early. Take the break to the Joe.
Sure, I'm bring out Eater. Bring back Eater for...
The strong and thoughtful to comprehend the toughest point. Whatever you say, Ron, I'm just trying to play conservatively here so I'm set up to complete this course 2 times. That's a good strategy, Joe. Let's see what I can do here.
I don't give you much dollars.
Shut the fuck up, Rock. Stop doing such a fucking behavior. You're hella toxic and you need to stop your bullshit behavior immediately. Damn.
It's not fucking bullshit, Joe. Donald tried doing something special there, and he absolutely failed. I told everyone that he wasn't going to do anything.
He's not going to prize much for a buyout, so I get two shits.
To get it done on the 17th.
Who gives a fuck? Joe and I can still complete the course on our second term.
God fucking do that. Definitely look that good have it done in the second place. Those people will be sad about.
You're just straight up bullying Joe here. Let me see what I can do about it.
Well, it looks like you just did that, Donald.
Go fuck
Take
yourself,
the
Joe.
look at you guys, but I'm the best in the case, and it's not even close.
Just because you beat us in one point, it doesn't mean that you're the best at this game, Barack.
Consider you accept the fact that I'm better than the both of you guys.
Jackson Smith was signed as the ELC of the Tri-City of Americans.
Just by looking at boards and tracking them up first, some shit.
Well, the Treasury suggests that I will be up by 30 at the end of this game.
I'm not a math maker, Barack, but your whole concept of time is flat out bullshit. There's no concrete evidence to back that statement up.
Watch the footprint.
Don't have it some great
Fuck up, Donald.
Don't listen to your friends. You can shove that shit up your ass.
Okay, I need to focus up here so I don't fall behind from the two of you. I'm planning to take this little shortcut here to see if that works.
That's pretty risky, Joe. I like it.
Go back.
Go fuck yourself, Barack. Keep trying while you're just failing at this course.
All right, calm the hell down. Let's see what you do then.
I'll just take the same approach that Joe took.
Good luck, Donald. Wow. Those fucking concepts did work. That seems kind of rigged, I'm not going to lie.
Really? You're something like me now, Barack. You're just salty. Let's see you get out of this sticky situation.
Shut the hell up, Joe. There was nothing sticky about that situation. I know what the hell I'm doing.
If you knew what the hell you're doing, then why were you down there in the first fucking place?
I wanted to bring you to the finish.
Fucking bullshit, Barack. Fuck off with that.
Got fucking shit about it, Joe.
Now again, and now I'm in the same hellhole that Barack's bitch ass was in. No worries, Joe. The more you practice it, the better you will get at it. These things just take time to fully master.
Shut the fuck up, Donald. Are you also going to teach Joe how to wipe his shit or something?
Seriously, Barack? I'm just trying to get him work and encourage him like how a good friend should.
Okay. Let's chill out. Let's see what I can do about it.
Guess we'll see if we can hit this shot.
Check 24 minutes.
Bringing 25 most wanted legends of Montana back to life. Blue water. First reported in Richmond over document Captain James Sturr. More than 150 years of State U.S. Marine. The creature was described as a massive field-like and up a broad tail. Eyes 50 over the surface. Native tribes connected to the state. Told stories long before that of a serpent-like giant and serpents and some storm were branches that sailing from Pakistan. Warning for the creature the first of the death.
Ooh, Hated does not want to come back. Fuck.
Search tribal legends. Creature now known as blessed. Montana's own version of the Washington. Sightings have continued for decades, especially in the summer months when the water is calm. Boaters and swimmers describe a long dark shape slithering through the lake, creating ripples with no clear source. Fishermen report strange disturbances in the water, and some say their boats have even locked as if something large happened to them. The sightings have drawn serious visitors, so no one has captured solid proof. Whether it's a giant fish, a giant prehistoric creature, or simply a legend.
Oh shit. Hated does not want to come back. God damn it. I'm just frustrated. Actually. 43 points, though. That's actually really annoying. Look what Shelly does.
The Ghost Girl of Bear. In the hills just outside Bozeman, hikers venturing into Bear Canyon often speak of something eerie. A pale young girl, no older than 10, is said to appear suddenly on the trail, dressed in old-fashioned clothing with a ribbon in her hair. She is silent, sometimes pointing toward the plains near the woods, before vanishing into the tree. Locals call her the Ghost Girl of Bear Canyon, and her appearances have stirred fear and fascination for decades. According to the most common version of the tale, the girl perished in the late 1800s after wandering from a homestead and becoming lost during an early snowstorm. Despite search parties and days of efforts, the body was never recovered. Some say her restless spirit has stayed behind, endlessly trying to find her way home. Others claim she tries to warn hikers of danger, especially during sudden storms or when trails become unstable. Over the years, dozens of hikers have claimed to see her. Some describe hearing giggles echo through the trees with no child in sight. Others say they felt an overwhelming sense of sadness and urgency before tonight. Few reported seeing her footprints in fresh snow, bare feet that vanished in step. These sightings are often brushed off as tricks of the light or imagination, but this has happened. Bear Canyon remains a popular hiking destination, known for its beauty and rugged trails. And for those who believe in the ghost world, the canyon is also sacred ground, where the path runs quietly beside the trail, the lost valley spirit of the
Hello?
Number 23, heartbroken ghosts of sacrifice cliff. High above buildings, a sheer cliff leans over the city with a story as tragic as it is secure. Known as Sacrifice Cliff, it is said to be haunted by the spirits of two young Crow warriors who left to their death after discovering their tribe had been wiped out by smallpox. The legend tells of their dreams listening to gifts of theirs, and their final act was one of sorrow and loss. Ever since, locals claim their presence still lingers on the cliff's edge. The legend originates from the 1800s and has been passed down through generations of Crow oral history. As the story goes, the two men returned from a hunting trip and find devastation. With no families or future left, they climbed the sandstone cliffs above the Yellowstone River and chose to live their completely afterlife. Their act is seen not as despair, but as a solemn sacrifice in the name of love and loyalty. Visitors to the site have reported strange sounds, soft chants, words that seem to whisper, and even the fear of the walk. Some claim to see some shadowy figures standing at the edge at night, only to disappear in the night. Local tribal members treat the place with reverence, often bringing offers, or speaking quietly when they pass by.
It's tempting to just let one more year go by and don't get your eyes checked, but it's never been easier to get it checked. They sacrifice the heartbreaking good, whether one of these goes or not. The story is finished, absolutely good. A reminder of the scars left by disease, loss, and heaven. It still haunts me.
Number 22, Bigfoot. Montana's dense forest and vast mountains provide a perfect hiding place for one of North America's most famous lakes, Bigfoot. Known for towering heights, massive footprints, and riches. Bigfoot sightings have been reported for centuries across the Rocky Mountains. In Montana, especially common in the Bitterroots and Flathead National Forest. And hunters, hikers, and fishers have all claimed encounters with something large, vast, and unknown. One of the earliest recorded sightings occurred in the 1920s near the Atlantic, where a trapper reported human like springs outside his cabin. In the 1970s, a series of sightings in the Beartooth Mountains cleared the attention. Several hikers searched through ground and spotted a tall, dark figure watching the trees. Despite searches and plaster casts for the springs, nothing consistent was ever found. Some believe Bigfoot is a relic hominid, perhaps a type of undiscovered finding. Native tribes of Montana have long told stories of scary men and spirits, beings that live in harmony with nature.
Let's see anything.
These stories, passed down through generations, often speak of creatures with respect, more spirit than humans, and guardians of mind. To this day, sightings continue across the state. Whether it's blurry trail cam footage or footprints found deep in the snow, Montana's wilderness keeps the legend alive. For those who wander the woods, there's always
He does one in stretching.
the next tree line. Something ancient and watching still alone.
Not bad, Ashley. What's his value? What's his value at?
Number 21, The Hitchhiker, Black Horse Lake. Drivers along U.S. Highway 87 near Black Horse Lake, just west of Great Falls, often report a chilling encounter. As they drive along the desolate stretch at night, many claim to see a Native American man suddenly appear in the middle of the road. Dressed in old-fashioned clothing and with long black hair, the figure seems
It's not that terrible, but it's not even good either. Shit. Even Andre's value is higher than this.
The legend dates back generations and has become one of Montana's most persistent ghost stories. According to local accounts, the phantom hitchhiker may be the spirit of a man who died after being struck by a vehicle decades ago. Locals believe the restless soul continues to appear, warning drivers to slow down and reminding them of the unknown fate. Some say they've seen him rise up out of the
Figure
road
4.5. 2-year contract, yeah. You'll be 25 when this ends.
Given their car jolt as if they hit something, only to find nothing there.
Josh Stone wants to stay.
Ghosts never speak, never signal, and never react. It disappears, locked in the same eerie routine.
Yeah,
Presence becomes Anaheim,
Report for so.
and continues to leave people shaken.
It's gonna be Keller, Gunper, and Puri at the top line.
Modern physics, the stories have not faded. People from across the
Second language is a custom. Hayden,
functionally finished. Whether it's a wandering soul or a reminder to drive safely,
might even have a jewelry play second line.
minds of those who pass through in the quiet Montana night. Number 1, Spanish Arizona.
Franchise continues.
Nestled in the hills